and welcome to Ugress episode 46. I just started the stream right there, but I never know exactly when the video kicks in. So we're just starting now. It's 15 minutes until the concert part starts. So I just connected up and good evening, Crystal and Thomas and Tyler and Lars, and I also saw Tuatla further up there. It's great to have you all here, and happy summer, or at least it's almost June here. Well, I guess it's almost June everywhere, but yeah, just checking. I had a rehearsal yesterday with Patreon subscribers, and the applause button was in the wrong place. So no, that was a good opportunity to check for applause. So I just posted right now a link to Zoom. If you want to appear up here on the video, gonna go a bit closer up there. You can connect with your webcam and participate in the songs. For tonight, there's gonna be quite a lot of new material. So that background track is a bit. Okay, that's a bit better. More. Those fun tracks are fun, but let's be more me. So go here and look here. This is a nice spot. So
what's done is done, and what I've done is right.
Lars is now trying to connect on Zoom, so that's lovely. So you can connect and participate. But what I was going to say is that I'm going to test out a lot of new visuals, and I will, since I haven't landed on which songs I'm actually going to use and keep working on, the graphics are going to be just my front camera. I'm not inserting you or my side cameras. You know, if you've seen these before, I have multiple cameras here, but I have not connected those to the visuals. I want to kind of get a sense of if this is a direction I should keep working on before I start kind of building complete packages of everything. Mr. Don, good evening. Good to have you here also, and I'm sorry to hear about your laptop, Chris. It's we all know that feeling of being completely drained and needing to recharge.
Only a madman.
Okay, so I thought for tonight it's gonna be these new tracks. I'm also gonna play two classics from. Gonna put myself a bit bigger. Two classics from 2000s, and I'm also gonna show you a glimpse into both the future and the past of The Lost World. As you might remember, I just finished the score for that. Let's look at some pictures of that. So here are some photos from the concerts a few weeks ago. It's this is in Tromsø, where I played at Tromsø Stumfilmdagene i Tromsø. This is in Oslo 1 week before, and here's a close-up of me performing in Tromsø. I'm going to show you a short documentation of that. Actually, we have time for that. I'm gonna play that documentation. I saw some, and then I will type out answers to your comments on cameras and stuff in the comments while that is playing. So turn on the background music, and here's a 5-minute documentation of the concerts in Tromsø and Oslo. Hello, here's a 5-minute behind-the-scenes documentation of the Lost World concerts in Oslo and Tromsø Spring 2026. The first concert was at the Oslo Stumfilmfestival at Cinemateket in Oslo, which is here. I'm gonna take you through the entrance and up the stairs where the concert was taking place. There's the merch table, and we are stepping into the cinema where we are currently having rehearsals. So this is the cinema, and here's my setup for this performance. It's not a great position, but it could be worse. And this is the room. here's just some glimpses from soundcheck. And this is backstage with a whiteboard, which of course needs some pretty decoration. And here we go. Here's a few cuts from the concert so you get a sense of what it looks like. And finished. And then we had the Patreon after party, but no videos from that. A few days later, I'm off to Tromsø, touching down in snow and ice. Here's my luxurious hotel room and the view, a proper Arctic Tromsø view. This is the library where I performed Atrophy in 2018, and then the cinema in the middle there, and to the right is Kulturhuset where we played last year. So here's inside the Aurora cinema, and another band is having sound check with my poster on the screen. And the cinema was really great, like a good view for all seats, comfortable seats, and really great sound. I saw multiple other films. This is Barent's band with Stella Polaris. And later that night I saw parts of Echo Box performing to a French movie. I forgot the title of the film. And I couldn't watch the whole thing because I had to leave for film music DJing at the Verdensteater. At Verdensteater I did a 2-hour DJ set of film music for the festival audience. And I managed to put in a Transformers track, which people are quite skeptical about, but of course there's one person representing. Then the next day is my performance day, which was quite a long day, with sound check and rehearsal very early in the morning, because there were film performances the whole day. So here's my finished setup, ready for tonight. This is a look at backstage, which was actually a nice bar, but there were never anybody in there. I was in there a few times and I was the only person. So I never stayed in there except for the 5 minutes before film starting. And this is the way to stage. You go through this hallway to the right into the cinema where somebody else is currently having sound check. I then spent the day watching performances. This is Kjetil Chandalur and Kristin Bolstad with early Disney cartoons, where she is performing all of the sounds live, which was kind of hilarious. And then there were a traditional silent movie concert with a piano and acoustic drummer to an early Hitchcock movie. I again forgot the name of it. Quick changeover, and here's my setup for The Lost World. It's the first time I'm standing in front of the screen. That worked pretty well. And here's a few glimpses of the performance. So, finished, cleaned out the cinema, everything is almost taken away, just a few stage risers left, and all my stuff is packed down, and I can finally breathe. This was quite the project. See the status report for details. Thanks for watching! Alright, so that was a 5-minute look at what I've been doing this spring. So the reason I'm showing you this is kind of like, it's real. I actually did this. This is why this live stream has been delayed, because I'm also printing this on vinyl. And here's the, I'm going to step aside. Oh, I can put it up back better like that. So I'm working on the vinyl for, it's going to be a double vinyl release. That's the front. Here's the back side. And here's the centerfold of that. It's going to be a double vinyl, which means that it's going to have 4 sides. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to release each side once a month on digital streaming services for the next 4 months. And then I will also do live online performances of that fourth of the movie, because the movie is very long, and I find that it would be nice to do like the whole 2 hours as a live stream performance, but that's super long. So I'm splitting it into 4. That's also a way for me to kind of actually promote the album, to kind of like reminding people 4 times that there is a vinyl album coming. So it's both like a strategy for actually telling the story of the film in a serialized manner, which echoes the original film. The original novel by Arthur Conan Doyle was serialized. He published it once a month in Strand magazine in 1912. So I'm going to follow that system. So next, I'm also going to do normal live streams. I'm back into regular live streaming, which is great. I have been missing that quite a lot. So it's great to be back in regular live streaming. I'm going to do regular live streams once a month up ahead for the next 6 months. And then I will also do secondary matinee live streams, probably on Sunday evenings or afternoons, which is a better time for that. And I don't have the schedule for that because I'm waiting to clear the rights for performances from the rights holder of the movie. But that is kind of the plan for the next 6 months. It's regular live streams like you are just about to experience now, where I'm testing out new material that has nothing to do with the film. And I'm also going to play classic Ugress hits. And then I'm going to do these silent movie concerts as a secondary live stream project this summer and autumn. So I'm gonna check in with the comments. It's 4 minutes until we start. And gonna put that up and ready because we're starting in a few seconds. Put the screen away behind me. And just connect. And I'm gonna say Chris connected on it's up there for you on Zoom. He also has. Look, we are Lugu brothers on Zoom. That's really cool. I know there's a 30-second latency, so he's probably going to see this in 30 seconds and then wave. Okay, I will check in with the comments and then start. Digaborski, hello, good evening. Background music. Background music. Yes, Chris, it will be shipped to everywhere except for the United States because of the tariff situation. But I have on my work list to figure out a solution for that. It also looks like there might be a practical solution for shipping to the US, but it's shipping worldwide and possibly also the US. The beatboxing, well, good question, Tuatla. In these silent movies, for some reason, people are completely quiet until the end of the movie. So you don't have like a music concert where you play one song and then you notice like people clap a lot or they really go bananas with their cheering. So during the movie, there's absolutely no reaction to the music or the screen. So I have no idea. Okay, it's 2 minutes until start. Let me check that everything's operational. Toby, hello, you have your own YouTube account. Woohoo! Okay, I'm gonna prep for start in 30 seconds or so. And I think I said everything that was important to say. I will also repeat this vinyl project once the concert part starts now, because most people tend to show up at, or they skip ahead to the start point. So once we start, there will be a short break of this information in the middle of the concert. All right. Cheers. It's 8 o'clock. Hello and welcome to Ugress TV episode 46, and this is the concert part that starts at 8 o'clock. We just had a very nice warm-up with some information and a documentation video, so if you want to see that. If you want to connect to Zoom, I'm posting just a link to Zoom in the comments here, so you can connect with your webcam up here together with the Gaborski and Chris and Lars on a blacked out camera. For tonight, it's gonna be, I'm very efficient because I feel like I've been away. It's so great to be back in live streaming. I feel like it's been so long since we did this together. So for tonight, I want to get started with the music. As you know, it's a bit of a shorter format right now because that makes it more possible for me to actually do this live streams. I've been very busy with a film soundtrack, which has taken most of my time. So now we are back here. I'm going to test out 3 new tracks for tonight, and I'm also going to play 2 classics. And for all of these, I'm testing out new visuals for the next big Ugress project. So nothing is finished of the new music and the new visuals. I'm just testing stuff to figure out how I'm going to do things. And that's it. I'm going to talk a little bit about my vinyl soundtrack plans. That's coming in autumn. But, oh, I forgot to remove the chair behind me. See look what's happening here. There's a chair behind me here, and the camera thinks that's a body part. So I'm gonna have to put that chair down on the ground to make the AI kind of cut me out more efficiently. Excuse me while I put my chair on the ground. See, much better. Well, it kind of recognizes the screen, so I should turn that off too. There you go. Next live stream is in June, and let's just get going. The first track we're going to play for tonight is Ghost von Frost from 2008. I don't think it was on a major album, but it's been on a compilation album that came out like 1 or 2 years later. So here's Ghost von Frost. All right, that was Ghost Fun Frost from 2008, and we're moving on to a brand new tracks, which is called Nine-Tailed Fox. This is a work in progress.
Silver tooth. In the mist, the pale fox, 9 days, made of frost. It swallows the tooth, a throne sealed, a queen behind the glass.
All right. It doesn't have an ending, so I'm gonna just put some applause to kind of like make it feel like an ending. So that was Nine-Tailed Fox from from the future. It's not finished yet. I kind of like it has some interesting parts, but it doesn't have an ending. And I kind of like the build up. These kind of tracks need like a good build up, and that's also lacking. So it's very much a work in progress. I'm just quickly gonna tell you about what I just finished, and the reason for a big gap in Livestream concerts is I just finished the soundtrack for The Lost World, and I performed that live in cinemas. We're gonna take a quick look at that. It looks like this. So I performed live to the cinema, to the movie in the cinema, and the reason for telling you this is because I'm actually working on the soundtrack for that to be published on vinyl. And it's gonna look like this. It's on a beautiful big double gatefold vinyl sleeve with the front side and the back side and 4 sides. And the story is told inside. So if you haven't seen the movie, you can kind of read the reports of the movie inside of it. And the reason for telling you this is, let me get back to here, put up that one, is because this is gonna happen parallel to live streams. We're gonna do regular live streams now up ahead for the next half year, and at the same time I will work on releasing each side of the LP as EP on digital streaming services for the next 4 months. So I kind of tell the story in 4 blocks. That is because the movie is very long, and I would also like to do secondary live streams where I perform the music for that segment together with the film behind me here. I'm just waiting for clearance of rights for that, and then hopefully I will in June, July, August, September do like a 30-minute live stream with 30 minutes of the film, and then in October the full album will be released on both digital streaming services with the complete for 120 minutes of music, and the vinyl will be available worldwide. There's also a concert in Bergen at BIFF, Bergen International Film Festival, on 18th of October. But more about that later. For now, let's continue with music, and the next track is also a new track. This is Waste Reclamation Mangrove. It's a work in progress, and again, I'm just testing out different ideas.
My first memory is pressure. High-frequency larvae. They have never seen the clean parts. The roots drink what the passengers refuse to remember. Ceremonial soup. Regret. You come down here with your little permissions. We require sludge and sluices. The people is not what it prays to, but what its drains admit. My first memory is pressure. occasion, the soup embraces you. And you must embrace the soup. The system has thousands of small openings. We perform for the gaskets. Waste is the end product of desire.
Thank you. That was Waste Reclamation Mangrove, and that's a work in progress, testing out environments and characters and visual effects. So I'm quickly moving on now to Monument Dilution in 2011. And while that is loading in the background there, I'm just quickly going to check in with comments if there's something that passed me by. This whip is nearly finished. Work in progress. I didn't see that. Yeah, who knows? They all need mixing and structure, and I think particularly the voices are, I don't know. I still have some issues with the words. I'm still working on the lyrics, and also I'm kind of like, I need to establish like the whole concept for the next album that will kind of decide the words also. So, do you have a petting animation? Yes, Toby, you asked me, and I actually asked Echo if they would be okay with padding, but the answer was no. No touching was the answer. So I'm sorry, there's not going to be a padding animation for Echo. They are very private, so I'm going to respect that and keep my distance. I will check in if there's any other comments. Thank you for your applause and your compliments. That's very appreciated. 9 tails made of frost, but it's the dessert. Haha. Very funny. Just make an entrance with the bass and drums instead. Well, there's a comment that wasn't positive, so I'm going to scroll past that. Effective managers on mushrooms. I can't tell if that's a compliment or not, but creepy robot mobile phone lady. It sounds like everything is fine and everything's great. So I'm gonna move on to the next track, which is a classic from 2011. This is Monument Dilution. Whew, that was Monument Dilution from 2011. I'm feeling quite deluded myself. Thank you for the applause. And I was going to ask you, we did a rehearsal with this yesterday, and I spoke with some of the Patreon subscribers afterwards, and we feel like the sound of this track is not as great as it used to be. But I'm wondering, is that because like it's 15 years old? So when I play these 15-year-old tracks, they sometimes sound like they sound 15-year-old. So I'm just curious, what do you guys think about the sound? Does this one sound markedly different from the other tracks, or do they all sound the same for the concert for tonight? The next track is also a new track. Oh, not this one. I forgot to stop it. I'm just curious about that because I haven't changed anything. But I'm guessing that only like I've gotten slightly better at mixing, which is why the new stuff sounds like a little bit more punchy and better. And then compared to that, the old stuff sounds a bit like lame, or I don't know. Who knows? Like in 15 years, the stuff I'm doing now is gonna sound lame already. So quickly, let's talk about how to support lame Ugress. It's you can subscribe to my mailing list. That's probably the most important thing you can do because I need a way to reach you with like the vinyl is ready now. It's I thought I had a link for that, but I forgot how to type it. But it's like ugress.io, just like that. And you can also subscribe to my Patreon page, which is not for everybody, but people are always like surprised that, whoa, you have a Patreon, that's awesome, I want to support you there. That's on ugress.com/Patreon, some examples of what that looks like. And of course, just showing up for the live streams or watching them as a recording is wonderful. It's a way for me to tell you like what's going on and test out new material. And I love these live streams so much. It's great to be here and have so much fun. And this is a very important space for me to test out new material. So the next live stream is already in 3 weeks. I'm happy to be back in like a regular schedule of that. So see you in 3 weeks. And the final track of tonight is of Serpent's Loom. It's a work in progress.
signal tomb, the whirling ashes, scripts of doom.